Hi everyone, I'm Emily,
And I'm Scar.
and welcome back to another episode of the Cottage Horse Podcast.
And another chit chat and us rambling, as always.
But with a focus.
If there is a focus. We did some good planning this time.
By good planning, you mean literally messaging me this morning and be like, do you want to just do this?
Yeah, I planned. Hello?
Fair.
No, but this is all about upcoming media, books, films, TV, whatever, I guess, that we're excited for. Because there's a lot. I feel like the start of the year was really slow. I was like, there's nothing coming out that I'm like ready for. And now it's all ramped up in the summer and everything's coming out at the end of the year. And I'm like, whoa! Which is very exciting. But I'm also like, can things get here sooner? And I have a few things that I'm like, they don't have like true release dates yet. And I'm like, hello? Like,
yeah.
I'm waiting, please. I need them now.
I'm curious how many things we're going to have the same as well, because we each have a list.
I think we'll have 3 overlaps for certain. The rest, I think, will be different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Especially if you have a video game on there, because I have
I do.
video games.
Oh. You don't have video games?
I mean, there's one video game that we've talked about multiple times, but it has no release date, so like...
Yeah, but I put it on my list.
That's fair. Because
I'm excited about it.
Let's start with that one then.
Yeah, so we've got season 2 of the Dark Pictures anthology coming out end of this year. Well, in October.
Yeah.
Pre-orders, I think, are this month in June. Which is very exciting because we finally started getting like all of the like character spiel. They've been putting them out. So like we're finally kind of gearing up to it. But obviously like I'm sat for season 2. I'm so ready. We've had a break. We've had some time off from the anthology, and I'm missing it dearly. And we're back. And it's in space. It's space. I'm like so stressed about it.
I'm also stressed. I also don't think I'm going to pre-order it.
I don't think. Well, I think I'll just like pre-order it for my PC, but like the normal version. Because last time we pre-ordered, we had like the roughest time in the world. Like, why did that like actually just like the universe literally did not want to us to engage with that piece of media for a long time.
No, so that's why like I don't want to pre-order it. Like I'm very excited for it, but I can't.
No. I'm just gonna get it like on Steam. Like basically like wishlist it, pre-order it on Steam because I'm switching.
I was gonna say, are you switching?
Yeah, this will be my first one where I'm not gonna have it on my Xbox, which is so odd. But I was like, I'm a PC girl. I'm a PC gamer now.
Oh my gosh!
I also fear that my Xbox could imminently explode. So
that's fair.
Not to touch it.
See, I'm gonna have to decide if I want a physical copy or not because I have physicals of all the others.
Yeah,
but we have whichever Xbox you can only play digital. Don't ask me which one it is. I don't know. They're all X or S.
Yeah, I don't know my
because we have well. I don't know my fruits. We have like a regular like Xbox series something. But then we got another one that's the digital only, doesn't do any discs. And so I have to decide because that one's nicer.
Yeah.
So it's smoother and the graphics are better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know on the specs. I don't know what the specs look like. I haven't looked. I wonder like how high res it will be.
Yeah.
If it's also in space.
I also just like I like having things.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I do want to have, because I have them all. Like you said, I have them all, but then I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I just want to play it on my PC though, because I enjoyed Until Dawn so much, like on my computer, that I was like, I can do it. I can dig this vibe.
I don't want to play it on my PC like exclusively. Like I'd like to play it on the Xbox, but maybe if it ever goes on sale on Steam, I'll get it so we can play it together. Because we never did finish House of Ashes.
That's because
together.
It broke, remember?
No, I know. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying we never got a chance to finish it. So like,
no, we didn't.
Maybe we could.
But we still can finish that.
That's true. It's probably okay by now.
Yeah, we just got stuck
so
on the
close.
cliff. We were literally within. We had like maybe like an hour and a half left.
Yeah.
And we got stuck. Well, I got stuck as.
Yeah.
Who was I playing as? Was I playing as Jason at that point? And I just got stuck on a cliff, or was I Salim? I was one of the two, and I just got stuck on a cliff, and it would not let me go down this cliff, and it just kept breaking every time.
Yeah, it kept freezing and crashing, and
yeah, it was not great. It was not a great time. Yeah, that is true. We never did do that. But I'm excited for the whole of the second season of the anthology because we kind of got all the names because they were trademarked, and it seems like they're going to be like. I'm like very, very excited. Also, I'm just excited to see the creator back. Like, hey, bestie, let's see the fit. Give me the O Death tune. Like, what's it going to be? It's in space. Like, what's the vibe?
I heard O Death in a different like piece of media. I don't remember what I was watching. It was something on TikTok, so I don't remember if it was I think it was a trailer for something.
Oh my god.
But it was like a different rendition of O Death, and I was like, who do you think you are? Like, what are you doing?
Not my O Death theme song. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Are you kidding?
Honestly, I really didn't like the version. It was like super slow.
No. I'm just curious to see what they'll do with this version because every version's been different. I'm like, what are they going to be with this version?
Yeah,
I don't know. And then what are we going to get next? What's going to be the next one? I want it to be like the Wicker Man ass one, but I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Who's the celebrity in this one?
Oh my god, I always forget her name and I feel so bad because she's like really cool.
I was like looking through the full character list and I was like, they all look vaguely familiar because they reuse faces.
Yeah. She's like very famous.
Oh, well now I'm gonna look stupid.
No, don't worry, because I also forget the fucking name, so it's Lashana Lynch.
Oh,
she's been in James Bond and well, she's been in lots of stuff, but yeah. Also, like in the MCU, an MCU cast member has hit the anthology,
which is so weird, and I feel like is too much. Yes, I know we had Ashley Tisdale and Will Poulter, but
Ashley Tisdale's still the funniest one. That is literally so unhinged.
I love it. I love it so much, though.
Yeah, but how? I need to know what like the emails back and forth with for her team of how they pitched. Hi, do you want to come play voice a video game character who cheats on her husband? Spoilers, cheats on her husband, and then goes into a cave with freaking bats.
I mean, to be fair, she's done. I know, like it's mocap, but like she's done a lot of voice acting, so it probably wasn't that much of a stretch. And like if you think about it. I'm sure she's done other stuff, but like other than High School Musical and Phineas and Ferb and House of Ashes, I could not tell you anything else that woman has been in. Yeah, that's the triangle. The Ashley Tisdale triangle.
It adds that thing of like if I ever were to meet these people in person, that's what I would say that I recognize them from. Like Screw being like, oh my god, Sharpay, I'd be like, oh my god, hi Queen, loved you in House of Ashes. She'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes. Same with Will Poulter if we ever meet him.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm Rami Malek. I mean, like, there's just a bunch of them where I'm like, you are so famous for so many things, but this is what I am pegging you down for because it's so unhinged.
I feel like deep down, unhinged. Rami Malek would love it though. Like, I feel like he would be like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Being my unstable character from over a decade ago.
Yes.
Big up.
It's a deep cut.
That's the well actually that's not the only video game on my list. The other video game I have on my list is Professor Layton World of Steam, which we also don't have a release date for, but it's coming to the Switch too. Give it to me now. Like I've been waiting for another Professor Layton game for so long. At least that follows like Herschel, because the last one we got followed like Catriel Layton, who's like in his family lineage. I'm like, it's not the same. I need that stupid ass top hat man.
I'm excited for it just for the sole fact of then you can break down the full lore for me of this one and we can continue. Because to this day, the Professor Layton lore remains our highest streamed episodes.
I shout out to everyone who loves and watched that episode because that probably listen, not that I needed to do research for that, but I wanted to make sure I got my facts right because the lore is messy. There is characters all up the wazoo, and you have like 2 sets of like trilogies going on. And I'm like, will this be a trilogy? Probably not, but this is set like seemingly way in the future because Luke is a lot older. So I'm like, what's happened in between? Like, are we gonna get backstory? Like, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. And also, like, if they want to do another, like, also it's like, what is there? Because there's also the crossover between Ace Attorney and Professor Layton, and that canonically sits at the end of the Professor Layton like timeline. But like, does that still actually occur in canon? Does it get removed from canon now? There's so much to unpack. There's so much going on.
If you're new to the podcast, one thing, if you ever want Scar to just yap for several hours, just bring up Ace Attorney or Professor Layton, and she simply will not stop.
Yeah, that is so true. And I've been without those boys for so long because my Switch died. I'm like, how am I ever gonna cope?
I think you'll be okay. You get your Switch 2 in the next couple of days.
Yeah, literally. When this, well, I already have it by the time this goes out, but as of recording, it is arriving tomorrow.
What's your work schedule like tomorrow, though? Do you even have time?
No, probably not. Well, when I get home.
Okay.
You bet your ass I'm going to free roam in Mario Kart until I unlock that silly ass fish on that motorcycle.
I want the cow.
The cow is also superior, but the fucking skeleton fish has me in stitches. Like, why?
That's fair. We're not getting the Switch 2 anytime soon, so.
No, that is valid. Like, I wasn't planning on getting it, but then my Switch literally imploded.
Yes. So yes, it did.
I kind of was like, had a bit of a forced hand in the sense that it was going to cost me basically half the price of the Switch 2 to get it fixed. And at that point, I was kind of like, can I really justify it? Not particularly. And also getting a secondhand one is also about the same price. So I was kind of like, no.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. I'm sure we'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
But other than Mario Kart, and even though we don't play a lot of Mario Kart, like there's nothing coming out right now that we're like, 100%. Oh, we need to play that as soon as it comes out. I'm sure the second they announce a Zelda game, we'll be buying a Switch.
Yeah.
But until that happens, we're good.
Yeah, there's no way they're not going to push that on there. I think they recognize that as well. So I'm like,
yeah, we're definitely going to get another Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom universe Zelda game. So speaking of Zelda, have you seen the rumored casting for Zelda?
I have.
Live action.
But everyone's so mad about Hunter.
Which I don't.
Zelda. And I'm like, get in the bin.
Listen, I get it, but also, what do you mean? Because I have never seen someone look more biblically accurate for a video game character than Hunter Schafer looks for Zelda.
Hunter or like Anna Taylor-Joy would have been my 2 picks. So like I am very set. They both have that very like whimsy look about them. So I'm sad. And everyone else, fuck off. Like, she's gonna slay. So
I saw a comment that was like, the people who are mad about Hunter being the rumored cast for Zelda are the same people that didn't even realize Link wasn't Zelda.
It's all just like people just wanting to be annoyed at it for any reason, at the fact that they don't, like, just say you don't want a live action movie. Like, I don't really want a live action movie either, but I'm still gonna watch it.
Right. I also saw someone say, everyone who's mad about Hunter Schafer just proves that it was never about Bella Ramsey not looking like Ellie.
Yes, 100% it's not. It's deeper than that, but they're not brave enough to say it because they're gonna get cancelled. I'm like, yeah, as you should.
Yeah. Because you're being transphobic and a pedophile.
Yeah. And you're just being weird as fuck. It was really, speaking of Bella Ramsey, this is off topic. Well, I suppose I should say I am excited to watch the rest of The Last of Us season 2. I've only watched episode 1. Lol.
I have not started it.
Excited to watch the rest of it. But speaking of Bella Ramsey is participating in Soccer Aid in the England team. So like it's like they just do a charity where they get a bunch of celebrities, like an England 11, and then they do like a World 11, and like there's some randos in it. Like Usain Bolt was in it one year. It's very bizarre. Anyway, they are in it this year, and like obviously I was curious as to what people were saying, and it's very funny, like the divide of people being like, yeah, like let's fucking go, and people being like, ew, and I'm like, stop bullying a literal child. Do you have nothing better to do? Also, how has this person offended you so badly for just existing?
Right, like
so
what's wrong with them playing soccer?
Nothing. It's so funny. I'm like, you genuinely saw people like hating on them, and I've been like, yeah, me too. I'm like,
that is why I will always defend Rachel Zegler.
Yes, 100%.
I will never jump unless she actually does something like genuinely problematic.
No, 100%.
But thus far, she has not.
People got so mad about that Snow White like clip that she said, and I was like, honestly,
of all the things to be mad about that Snow White movie, that is not it.
That is not the one. Can we talk about the fact that like a grown man threatened this child?
Yeah.
The family is so messy, and I'm like, why? Why do you like this? Why are you trying to continuously tarnish your family name? Like, what is wrong with you? Just step out of the spotlight and go away.
Men, that's why.
No, it is. You're so right. But I'm like, bro, because when you send me that like Instagram like post that was sent, I was like, what is happening? Why are we all inserting ourselves into this narrative for? Also, the audacity to claim that you like ruined this man's career, this man's Disney budgeted like directing career. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not, bro. There's no way.
Not even close.
Like Disney would have paid the difference of that tenfold.
Yeah.
They lost nothing from that not doing as well as they wanted it to. And also, it's not because of her, it's just because no one wants live action Disney movies because they suck ass, okay? I'm sorry, no one wants them. We have the animated. Just redo the graphics and be on with it.
One caveat to that. If you gave me Milo Manheim as Flynn Rider in a Tangled live action, I would be sat front row.
I would be sat. But like they aren't going to do that. So
no, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that one's been scrapped. After how badly Snow White and now Lilo and Stitch is doing.
Yeah.
They're just like pull the plug. Which
why? Why are they doing this?
Know about the Lilo and Stitch live action?
No, I don't want to know anything.
Okay, because it makes me genuinely angry.
Why? What's happened?
Okay, this will be a spoiler. Are you okay with that?
That's okay. I'm not going to watch it.
This is also a spoiler warning to anybody listening to the podcast if you plan on watching it. Nani gives Lilo up and goes off to college in California.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, so what happened to the original script of the movie?
Also, Gantu is not in it at all.
I knew about that, and I was like, that's a choice, because, like, he's an icon. There's so much... What?
Yeah. Also, the CGI is just bad.
Ooh.
Because there's one clip of, like, Nani hugging Stitch, and you literally see her pet the air.
Yeah, no, he's also really scary. Like, Stitch was already scary, like, animated, but, like, you can kind of get the charm of it, like...
Have you seen that little, like, robotic one that they've been having at, like, the premieres and stuff?
Ew.
It's scary.
Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this?
I don't know.
No one asked. No one asked. Speaking of, these are the things that we are not excited about.
Yes. You know what I'm not excited about?
Okay.
Stranger Things season 5.
I literally, I'm gonna watch it because I've invested so much time. But I genuinely don't care anymore. It's been so long. It's been so long.
I do not, and I saw this in, someone mentioned this on Threads, and people were really angry about it. The way they have fumbled their own momentum, though, is like actually insane. And before anybody comes in the comments, oh, there was COVID, oh, there was a writer's strike. Yes, I'm aware that both of those things happened, but they still, A, took way too long.
Yeah.
Even with those things impacting. And B, have you seen the release dates for this shit?
Yeah.
The way they're chunking it out, I'm sorry, if you need to put out 8 episodes that are an hour and a half to 2 hours each, then you're shitty at storytelling.
I don't know what they're doing, and I think they've panicked, right? And this is one of the difficult things. And like there's an element of my sympathy being extended to them, but not just them, but like in general. Because we'll get onto it with another series as well. Where it's like kids age, unfortunately. And sometimes I, for one, unless they look visibly old, which now some of these Stranger Things kids do. Like they look old, and like they look like they're in their 20s. And when they're trying to play like preteens, that is off-putting. Does it ruin it completely for me personally? No, because I recognize the fact that people do fucking age, but like it does impact it. But like when you have a story that is, you know, relying on
Children.
their ages, you should be a little bit more swift in ensuring that you're speeding up this process, because it's wild. Like they all look so old. Like, and that's not like a criticism they're allowed to age, but it's like, how am I meant to now be invested and realize the stakes of what's occurring when I'm like, this is a 21-year-old man?
Yeah. Well, and like I saw someone point out how The Bear on Hulu has put out 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Since Stranger Things season 4 aired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's
I
I've
also
been a whole
recognize
ass kid since season
yeah
4 dropped.
It's also I understand it's because I think the problem with it being like a Netflix owned thing is that they don't own rights to the actors. So similar how like with Wednesday, like Jenna Ortega was allowed to go and do other stuff. I think that's the problem. Whereas they're allowed to go and do, like, I know a few of them have gone back to like do Broadway stuff. So I think that's the problem. They're not tied down to like churn it all out, which ethically I'm like, yes, this makes sense. Maybe don't, you know, restrain someone to one thing. But I'm also like, that's also kind of annoying when it's time sensitive a little bit. I'm just like, because there's other shows where like that they've done it relatively well. Like, unfortunately, in the Percy Jackson instance, Walker Scobble's just aged and grown insanely fast. So like that's kind of just unfortunate. But they've been relatively prompt with it. But like, you know, still looks the part.
Unfortunately, puberty hit that kid filming season
like
1. You can see it even in season 1. He's like this tall in some scenes, and then he's like this tall in other scenes.
Yeah, so I'm like, that is kind of just unfortunate. Not unfortunate for him, but like in terms of storytelling, a little bit unfortunate. But I'm like, that's why maybe, not that I don't think we should have any stories about children, because that would be silly, and I'm not saying we should stop that, but I'm like, that's why shows that are like teenage orientated are so much better in their longevity, because people our age can play them for like a decade. So there is no like all the Yellow Jackets casting that is solid for like a long time. Like, because they're all gonna look appropriately their age for a really long time, and I'm like, yeah, and it's hard, and I get that, but I'm also like, I'm sorry, they don't look the same. I actually saw like a TikTok of like their age differences between like 1 and like how they look season 1 and how they look now, and I'm like, this is the makeup department will have to be in overtime, I fear, if they want to like.
Well, even not even just like the kids, but even like the teens, like Steve and Nancy and Jonathan, like they look great for their age, but they do not look like fresh high school graduates. I would say
no, exactly.
Maya Hawke is probably the closest to pulling it off. She's got kind of just like a softer face that I think lends to the aging, but otherwise, it's just not.
I mean, these are like 30-year-olds trying to play like 18-year-olds. It's always gonna be slightly wonky, I suppose.
I mean, I don't know. Jason Earls was like in his 30s in Hannah Montana, so he was doing something.
That is so true.
And there's that one actress. God, she was in like Vampire Diaries and Pretty Little Liars, and she was like 30 playing like a teenager too. She's like hasn't.
Oh yeah, some people can just like do it, but
Yeah.
there'll always be a slight like. I know, but it doesn't matter too much to me personally, as long as it's not like horrifically obvious. But yeah, I don't care about Stranger Things, but I will care if they kill Steve. But that's the only reason I'll like show up in Riot for that.
Don't.
I feel like they're killing off so many people. Like they can't not, right? Like there's no way that narratively finishes without like at least 3 character deaths.
Will is definitely going.
I think Will, 11, and someone else is going.
And I fear it's Steve.
I think so too.
And when it is, do not speak to me for 5 business days. I will be in mourning. I will not be okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is.
But you know what? Everyone said Bucky was going to die in Thunderbolt. And did he? No.
Listen, people say that about everything, and now I think there's also an element of people are now too scared to kill off fan favorites.
Unless you're Yellow Jackets, and then you just
unless you're Yellow Jackets,
the fucking ball.
Yeah. Speaking of Yellow Jackets, season 4 was renewed. I'm interested to see where they go. I think it'll be interesting. I can't remember all the tagline stuff was, but I am curious to buy it. I will say their marketing department is on the ball once again, as it was with Eat Your Heart Out for Valentine's Day. So, yeah, the thing that like is positive about it going into season 4 is specifically revolving around the like teen actors. They all seem incredibly like hyped still for the show, which brings me a lot of faith. I think they just had wobbles elsewhere, which will happen, I suppose, on big productions. But yeah, I'm interested to see how things will be resolved, especially with the cliffhanger. I guess it's all a cliffhanger, but you know, the end of season 3. But yeah, no dates, but presumably maybe next year or 2027. I don't know what their scheduling is like, to be honest. So, or how busy people are.
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like Sophie Thatcher is like staying booked and busy.
That's part my concern is too. Like she's now like the busiest of them all.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know what their contracting is like if they can't. Because I know like Jasmine, who plays Teen Ty, like she's contracted with the Scream franchise, and there's potential that there's another one of those coming out. But I don't know but I remember that was meant to like pick up, but because she was in Yellow Jackets, it got conflicted for scheduling. So I don't know if their contract kind of like overrides things given it. I don't know.
It also depends on like how much of it is actually written.
That's also true.
Like
that's also very true.
I'm guessing they probably didn't. I'm sure they have like an outline, but I'm guessing the actual full scripts have not been written yet.
No, I would imagine in order for it to be renewed, I'd imagine they've done like a proposal for it. I don't know how that works.
I'm just guessing they wouldn't put in the time and effort to like fully write out an entire season until it's been renewed. So
yeah, that's what I'd imagine too. Yeah, that's true. Well, who knows? We'll see it eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think that should be a pretty good turnaround, because I think really season 2 to 3 was delayed because of the writer's strike.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they were like literally just about to start writing when the strike happened, so they had to pause.
Yeah, I think it should be relatively swift. I guess it depends like on their like processes. I don't know what they have in place, but it seems
I'm guessing late next year or very early 2027.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Like another like February, maybe March release of 27.
But I'm like, what? Like how? I'm curious about how they're gonna like advertise it. I'm like, you can do it around the holidays. That'd be fun.
Ooh, yeah.
Little Christmas moment.
It is winter now.
That's what I mean.
So
you could really lean into that. Marketing department, I'm here.
There you go.
God.
But you know what I will be sat for? Wholeheartedly and enthusiastically? Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Listen, me too, bestie. Me too. Do I care that it's so camp and so stupid? No. I had a jolly good time watching the first one in cinema.
I loved that movie.
It was exactly what I wanted it to be. Which was goofy as fuck.
Yeah. Did you see Josh Hutcherson's story? So so for those who hadn't seen it, they released the poster for it, and he posted it to his story, and he was basically like, "I play Mike. He goes through a lot in this one." As if he didn't go through a lot in the first one.
I know. I'm like, yes. And you know, and that's who I'm also sat for. And I'm also sat for Matthew Lillard, who I assume will probably pop up again at some point in some capacity. Listen, it's so dumb. But that's okay. I'm not like, it's not even really a bad movie, but like, you're also just allowed to like things that are slightly, I do appreciate a good like blockbuster movie. Like I watched Conclave. I was like, this is a phenomenal piece of art. But I also sat in that theater and watched Five Nights at Freddy's and thought, this is also phenomenal.
My movie taste and my reading taste are like very similar in the sense that like I'm going to read absolute critically acclaimed books. And I'm also going to read fairy smut because it's a silly, goofy, good time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, listen, if I have an enjoyable experience, I had an enjoyable experience. Doesn't necessarily mean the movie is 5 stars. Maybe not. Like maybe production-wise, it's on the vibe. Listen, I watched Avatar. Do I get why people like Avatar? Yeah. Do I understand the hype? No. But that's okay, because that's not my type of movie. And that's okay.
Yeah. Honestly, like, when you think about Five Nights at Freddy's as, like, media in general, it's always been very camp. So, like,
yeah,
the movie was never going... That's what I'm saying, though. Like, the movie was never going to be anything other than that. I'm sorry, the fact that they built giant animatronic puppets, that alone sealed the deal.
made by the Muppet Company. Like, if anything could be more perfect. No, and I think this is also important to mention is it's accessible horror, right? Like, and that's huge for the genre. It actually, like, as much as people riff on it, and like, I get it. I get why people riff on it. I'm not here to be like, it should be taken incredibly seriously, because I don't think that's at all what it was going for. But it's accessible horror because we're kind of hitting this cycle, I think, in the horror community where it's finally kind of getting recognized for the art that it is in some regard. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some that I'm like, this is pretty shitty, but like kind of most of horror is kind of the appeal of it. But there's finally some horror movies that are getting the attention that they do really deserve, and like film critics and film people are kind of noticing it and being like, but horror isn't never been accessible because they've always been rated R or like 18, and it's like big no-nos, and people are like, oh, it swears and people get decapitated, so we can't give it an Oscar because that's scandalous. But hey, we'll give an Oscar to a film that about people who bomb a whole country, and then it doesn't get shown in that country because it's too controversial. But yeah. So I'm like, come on. But this was like for kids. Well, it's still like scary, but like it's for kids. That's what the point of it is. It's mature. But we kind of get it now. Like, horror is kind of entering this period where it's bringing back old franchises to attempt to renew them, because people who were too young to watch them when they first came out have taken an interest in them because it was the first horror they were exposed to. So like Final Destination have done it, Saw has done it continuously, the Halloweens have done it. Like, they've all started doing it because it's like, it's not actually for really the veteran fans. It is in some regard, but it's more for the people who watched it and couldn't see it theatrically and now can. Whereas FNAF was a great experience because it's like the people who grew up with the games, watching people like Markiplier or like Jacksepticeye or whoever play them, were like, 10, 11, 12-ish. And then by the time the movie came out and it was a 15 or like whatever it was, 16, wherever you were from, they could watch it. And it was like, yeah, they nailed it. Like, it all made sense. Like, I know it got delayed and stuff, but it all made sense. And Blumhouse did a brilliant job, like, marketing it. And I think the casting is also phenomenal. They picked someone who, like, all the millennials and, like, tweens love in Josh Hutcherson, and also Matthew Lillard being, like, a horror icon. So I'm like, they crushed it. I'm like, they nailed it. Yes. And I'm so excited.
You know what? Supermassive Games, if you're listening, get Matthew Lillard in a Dark Pictures anthology game. Oh, please.
I would pee my pants.
I
would
will pay you
love
money.
him.
I don't have a lot of money.
Oh,
but I will pay you money to make this happen.
I did have a bit of a fever dream in the in the sense that I was thinking about who I'd want as the remaining celebrity cast members of the future anthology ones. And like the Wicker Man inspired one, like what was it called? Like the Craven Man or whatever. I was thinking it would be incredibly funny if Nick Cage was in it. Because if you don't know, Nick Cage to me will also always be known as the Bees Helmet Man from fucking Wicker Man. Like he'll always, that's always who I know he's on so many things, but I'm like, if you're going down that route, can we please have Nick Cage be in it? Thank you.
I love it.
Because that would make me so happy. And would it be also like really busted casting? Yeah. But I would have a great joy.
You know what? You know what I think?
Mm-hmm.
Can we bring Rami Malek back? Because he's technically not in the anthology.
That's so true. I wonder if they would do that though.
They reuse face models all the time. So
that's true. I'd love him to come back. Just give me I just want some goofy ass fucking.
You know who I want for a goofy ass option? I want Sabrina Carpenter. For no real reason.
She's in Fortnite. She is in Fortnite. So like technically she's in the sphere.
I love it.
The thing is with the celebrity casting is like it's not even like they're like a side character, like they are part of the main ensemble. So like that's also more funny because she's just there.
Specifically figure out how to make this work in the plot. I specifically want Sabrina Carpenter dressed like she has been on tour.
Oh yeah, slay.
And her little baby doll dresses and her knee-high boots. How is that going to work in the plot? That's not my problem to figure out.
We're not story writers. We're not story writers, but we are with the ideas of it all. I would love that wholeheartedly. But Matthew Lillard's a brilliant shout. He would be phenomenal.
Because I know it's not part of the anthology, but in The Quarry, they had...
Yeah. It was stacked.
I can't remember.
Had a stacked cast.
Well, I can't remember. There's a specific one whose name I can't remember right now. He was the main...
Ted Raimi? Oh.
No. The counselor guy. The, main not counselor, but
David Arquette.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My brain kept giving me David Archuleta, and I knew that was wrong.
No, the Quarry cast was stacked. They had so many people, good people in there.
Speaking of the Quarry cast, though, listen, I'm sure that the man whose name I can't remember right now playing Beatty in Sunrise on the Reaping will be phenomenal. But rest in peace, Justice Smith.
Oh my god, Justice Smith! Literally, yeah.
I wanted it.
Listen, speaking of that casting, everyone and their mother has said it, but the budget of that cast is insane. And the casting director, I need to shake their hands personally and kneel on the floor. I feel like a ceremony needs to take place to bless what they have done. Because there are pretty much every single main fan cast I saw has been casted. Aside from Lenore Dove's character, I didn't see any people pick the actress up, but phenomenal. I'm very excited to see her. But everyone else, I'm these are all people that we kind of thought we would get. So
except for Wyatt Callow, rest in peace, Charlie Bushnell as Wyatt Callow.
That is true. But I will say I've seen some of the actors red carpet interviews, and I was immediately smitten with the vibe. So I'm very excited.
Oh, I'm sure he'll do lovely. Yeah.
There's a few. So there's Lenore. There's also
people are arguing about Lenore Dove though.
That's because they were the red in her hair, and I'm that doesn't mean she's fucking ginger. You are stupid.
I know people were Sadie Sink.
Yeah, and I'm godforsaken. We have kind of unfortunately based on how previous castings of the movies have done, the District 12 casting has not been potentially ethnically correct, for a better term, and we're finally getting like someone, like we're actually finally getting like a black actress to play someone in District 12 in the Covey, and people are now up in arms about it. I'm like, you were mad about the casting not being good before, and now suddenly it's good. You're like, meh. I'm like, for fuck's sake. I'm like, you're fucking stupid, guys. So I'm like, how can you in the same breath be mad that like Lulu and Luella aren't black, and then but be mad? I'm like, bro, I get it, I do, but I'm also like, can we just be serious?
Also, the
and
way
take a step back.
That Wyatt Callow was never the math guy until an Asian character was casted.
People,
and then everyone was like, "Oh,
that
that seems really problematic that you're making the Asian actor the math guy." And I'm like, he's not. First off,
he's a betting man. What does that even mean?
He's an odds maker. Like, yes, there is some math involved, but
it's all a scam.
Also, like, gambling and like betting and stuff like that in the Asian community is actually a huge cultural thing.
Yeah, that's
so it's actually more telling that these people are like, oh, but he's just the math guy.
I'm like, get in the bin. Like, literally get in the bin.
He's just autistic.
Get in the bin. I will say the craziest casting was Mihawk. I literally screamed. That was insane.
I wanted it so bad.
What a pull. I was like, out of everyone, like, I am chuffed with like all the casting. Like, I think they've crushed it. But like, out of all the casting, that one I am like I'm applauding that one the most. Like, that is genuinely phenomenal.
That one and Elle Fanning as Effie Trinket, though.
Oh yeah, but like, kind of like, who else are you gonna get? But Elle Fanning, though, in that regard, you know what I mean? True. So like, she kind of is the only, like, still applaud, because I'm like, damn, booked and busy. But I was like, Maya Hawke, like, Maya freaking Hawke? Are you kidding?
I know. Here's the thing, though. Like, I feel like there is such like a cultural like acclaim with the Hunger Games that I feel like these people were like calling their agents, being like, "Get me in this movie. I don't care how. I don't care who. Make it happen."
Especially because, and it's also when I'll say this, and I think it's very true, but especially because this is a like a prequel, and a lot of people being cast, aside from like, you know, the main, aside from a few of them, the people being cast are like playing teenagers. They're playing kids, right? Like, that's what Hunger Games is about. But like, that's the main. But these are people who, like, our age, who have grown up with the original trilogy, and like, that's why they're massive fans. There's always like, it's the same way of like people who are like fans of Star Wars. They're like, the second they come knocking, you're like, yes, I'll be a fucking tree in the background. Like, it's Star Wars. It's the same now with this. It's like, yeah, I'll be here. I'll get shot in the eye. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm sat. I'm ready. Get me off in the first second. Get me on that bloody screen. I'm like, that is so cool to have that. Like, it's also like the messaging. Suzanne must be like, guys, why are we this excited? But also, congrats, Suzanne, for writing an incredible franchise.
Do you want to hear something hilarious? Yeah. I saw what that woman looked like for the first time. Like,
you've never seen a picture of Suzanne Collins before?
Yeah, it occurred to me I had no idea what that woman looked like. She could have sat down next to me at a restaurant and I would have no idea. Like, to be fair, like, I don't know what a lot of authors look like.
No.
But it occurred to me, I saw an article and it had her picture and I was like, huh, okay.
I only know what she looks like, and she definitely does not look like this anymore. But in my head, this is the only photo reference I have of her. Is I remember in school there was like we had like a bulletin board thing about the Hunger Games, and like her like author picture that sometimes at the back of books was like on there, and it's like, so this is from like 2013. This black and white tiny ass picture, square portrait. That's the only reference point I have of her. She definitely doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah,
but I'm like, well done, Sudan. You crushed it. You crushed it, Queen. I mean, the success that franchise has had in the past, like, well, full stop, but like, especially its revival per se. Applause. I'm very excited. I will be sat. If you want to write more, listen, I'm here. But I also recognize you only write when you have something to say, and I understand that writing it is inherently problematic because we shouldn't be excited to read more about children dying because that's bad. But I also love your writing. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword.
Yes.
Case in point.
You know what I was excited for, but I guess is probably not really happening in the same capacity? Reputation TV.
Oh yeah, this was a whole morning saga I think a lot of people went through.
Yeah.
Listen, am I incredibly pleased that this has all been resolved? 100%. Am I also a little bit sad? Yeah.
I'm sure we will get the vault tracks.
I think so as well.
I do think though it is incredibly funny that people have spent like the last like year or so like convinced that Rep TV is coming at any moment, and she was like, "Yeah, I've barely recorded that."
She's like, "That I hardly know her."
Yeah. So I'm curious. I didn't realize that. So I stopped listening to the originals if we had a Taylor's version.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I was still listening to Reputation. But apparently, some people weren't listening to Reputation or Debut at all.
Oh, see, I did the same as you. I was like, if we didn't have a Taylor's version, I was listening to like the old one.
Yeah, but apparently some people were like, no, because that's the stolen version, and I'm like,
I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but I'm also like,
but also she went on tour and played all of these songs. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't think it's that deep.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I saw a lot of people say it, and like, do I care? No. Like, the thing is like people like care. Like, there are two different like types of like Taylor Swift fans. Like, well, there's three actually, but there's like the people who care about her like as an entity, like as a celebrity, including her music. There are people who care about like her music and her as a being, and then people who just care about her music. I definitely fall into like, I love her music. I don't care what that woman gets up to. Like, I literally don't give a shit. Like. People are like, oh, she's pregnant. I'm like, I don't think we should be ever saying about that about anyone, full stop. But I'm like, yeah, if she is, I literally could not give less of a shit.
Agreed.
When like she was falling out with Blake Lively, I was like, I don't care. Unless she's like I know she is problematic with her like air pollution. I get that. I'm not here to defend her in any way. Like I'm not, because I just don't have the will in my body to sit here and defend celebrities that I don't care about.
Yeah.
But I'm like, unless she's genuinely like murdered someone, you could not compel me to read any news about her. I'm just like, like, give me the tunes and I'm sat queen.
Yeah.
I'm sat queen. Like, I had a bop at the concert. I had such a brilliant time. I'll be ever grateful for that. It was amazing. But I'm also like, if you want to go out and just like vibe with your boyfriend, slay. Like,
yeah.
Who knows? I have no idea what she's up to, and I don't care.
I have no desire or time in my life to psychoanalyze everything she does and says looking for Easter eggs. So
I don't care enough. Like, I care for the artistic talent that she has, and that is about as far as that extends. So but yeah, that's it. The thing is as well, like, I don't know, I think we're finally kind of getting, there is this passing of the torch. I don't think she's like necessarily like retiring or like not as good as she was, but with the increase again of literal like pop icons, i.e. like Sabrina Carpenter stepping into the fray, the dynamics have changed, and that's all good, and that's all Gucci. So like, we move.
There is some music I am excited for. 21 Pilots dropping a new album.
Oh yeah. This is the thing, we're getting so many like revivals occurring.
Here's the thing though, like, I'm convinced that they're going to drop this album and then disappear for a while. Probably not permanently, but I do think that they're taking a pretty lengthy break, which is understandable because Tyler has 3 kids? 4 kids? 3 or 4 kids. I actually forgot.
Children. Multiple children.
Multiples. I'm guessing Josh and Debbie probably want to settle down and start a family. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe they're happy with just their dog. Yeah, but I don't know.
At least they want to vibe, you know. Yeah, by themselves at least. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting. The music is interesting at the moment. I'm kind of just waiting around for some people to like drop some new stuff. Chappell Roan, please release Subway. I swear to fucking God, woman. Give me a released version of Subway.
The downfall of Chappell Roan like needs to be studied in the history books.
Crazy work.
The way she fumbled her own bag.
Crazy work. Yeah. But I'm like, give me Subway, please.
Yes.
I need it. I can't live into a crunchy YouTube version of it.
Callum Hood and Michael Clifford solo albums, both dropping this year.
Yeah, we're getting some solo action. We are I don't know. My music has been like all over the place. So I'm just excited for tunes.
Have you listened to Michael's newest single?
No.
Okay, I need you to watch the music video.
Okay, I shall. That is my homework, and I will do it.
Because it's got Austin from Water Parks, if you know that band.
I do.
So it's a collab with them.
Uh-huh.
Well, basically just Austin, but it's basically a fan fiction. The music video.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I am intrigued.
I met the drummer for Water Parks.
Yes,
which
you've
means
mentioned this. You have those connections.
Basically, have met Michael Clifford.
Yeah, I saw Water Parks at Reading when I went to Reading Festival ages ago now. Like, oh my God, like 7 years ago.
Ew. I saw them open for All Time Low. Awkward.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Yikes. Oh my God.
Cancel me. Sorry.
Cancelled. Everyone, it's time. Podcast is over. Of all the shit we've said, that will not get us cancelled.
No, that's true.
We have said far worse. Nothing wrong, but far worse.
Actually, my time hop showed me today about how, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 4, we went and saw AJR. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Do you listen to AJR?
I have listened to them, yeah. I used to listen to them quite a lot when I was in college. I listened to them quite a lot when I was in college. I haven't listened to a lot of their stuff like recently, but they have such the instrumental vibes, like the actual like music itself, bop.
I love like I have no issue with artists like growing and changing their sound and everything. I love that AJR has not done that.
No.
They truly found their niche and went, yeah, we're doing that forever.
Yeah. They did. Their songs are very samey, but that is not a criticism. It's because they have that craft, and I applaud that.
Yeah, like, they're all bops.
I'm like, it works so well. So if I'm here for some like tunes,
they put on a hell of a show.
They seem like they for
just 3 guys. They do so much cool stuff. They do a lot like visually, which is really cool.
Nice.
And yeah, it's just a really fun. Like they had like a whole screen thing where it looked like the main one, I can't remember his name, was like walking on stuff, but it was like on the screen and like he was getting like squished. It was cool.
That is cool. I do like it when artists go all out. Like, listen, sometimes I recognize that some artists just have the voice. They have the voice. They kind of commend the stage. But I do love a little choreo moment, a little jig, a little flair, you know? Mm-hmm. That's why the Eras tour was so like amazing. It's why Sabrina Carpenter's tour is so amazing, because there's just so many like, I don't know. And listen, I know they are not the first to do this, and I recognize that a lot of this comes from like K-pop and J-pop just doing the absolute most in every regard. And honestly, love that for them. And I'm like, give me more. Give me some more dancing on stage. Be silly.
Okay, can I tangent for a quick second?
Go,
because
queen.
You said dancing and concerts, and it has brought up something that irks me. Why have we decided that if you buy seat tickets for a concert, that means you should be sitting the entire concert?
Yeah, it's listen.
That's not a thing.
It's one of those things where it's like 100%. The seats are there to be sat in, and I recognize that some people cannot stand and do not want to stand, full stop, or at least for the whole show. That's valid. But I'm also like, a lot of the time people get seats because they don't want to queue for standing to get close, or they don't want to be squished. Not because they don't want to stand. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know. I get both sides, but I'm also like, I want to boogie, so like, let me boogie, please.
It's just like it's a weird discourse that I feel like has come up in the last mostly like post-COVID era.
Post-COVID for sure, yeah.
Which, to be fair, like post-COVID, general audience behavior
atrocious,
disgusting.
Yeah, atrocious. Like
not just concerts, so like movie theaters,
no,
like any sort of like public audience setting. People did not learn the rules of how to be an audience member.
No, I will say like the past like actually to be fair, the past like few cinema experiences I've had were really, really good. I had some like pretty ass ones, like definitely like just after COVID. But I went to watch Final Destination Bloodlines, and the audience in that movie for it was so good. Like everyone was vibing so much. There was this one guy who was like every time there was like something atrocious happening, you just hear him go, oh. It's just so funny. It was, and everyone was just like on board, like making noises, like just having a blast. It's like, this is good vibes. Everyone's understood the assignment here. But yeah, there's people, I'm like, guys, we did not grow up in caves under a rock. We know how to be civilized people. Just because we were inside for a year and a half does not mean we lost all our manners and sense of socialization. Like, come on, what were you doing?
It's tragic. I will say though, tragic. Pre-COVID, I went to an Ed Sheeran concert in 2018. And we had seats. So it was at a baseball stadium. So the setup was kind of weird anyway. So we were like in like the bleacher seats. And we were in the seats. And there were some older people behind us, like 60s or so, which first off, the age range at the Ed Sheeran concert, I was
gonna say, that is gonna be
fucking wild.
Yeah.
But they were like behind us, and the people in front of us were like standing or whatever. We hadn't stood yet, but the people sitting behind us were like, I hope they don't expect to stand the whole time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you're at a concert. Like, if you want to sit, go see an orchestra. I don't know what to tell you.
I think we should introduce standings in orchestras, personally.
Listen, Stardew Valley Orchestra will both stand.
Oh, God. Yeah. It's all whack as hell, isn't it? It's all stupid. It's all stupid. Do you have any books that you're excited for?
Yes. Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross.
Okay, slay. I did enjoy the other books that I've read of hers, so potentially I shall.
Listen, Divine Rivals changed my life. I think
we love it when a book does that
so frequently. And so the second she announced a new book, I was like, boop, pre-order.
Yeah, that was me. Like Rebecca Kwang, Era Kwang goes by both. I think now actually is going by Rebecca Kwang. Not sure why, but anyway, good on you. Releasing her like debut, like potential. It's down as a romance. It's definitely not going to be a romance in what I think people are hoping it's going to be. But basically, she's releasing a dark academia like romance book called Catabasis, and I immediately was like, I am sat queen. You can do no wrong. Her books are phenomenal, and I was like, and if you're gonna give me like a little dark academia like enemies to lovers moment, even if it's like not at all, I'm so sad for that.
I am also excited for, I can't remember the name now, hold please. The Wretched Divine by Adeline Grace.
Oh my god, I still need to read Adeline Grace's works. There's so much to read.
Yes.
God.
I'm going to read you just a little synopsis of this, okay?
Okay.
It's an adult debut, because Belladonna is YA.
Yes,
so this is adult.
YA, yeah.
Set in a French Renaissance-inspired kingdom about a young knight who is caught in a warring attraction between a vengeful demon and a battle-hardened angel, as she's thrust into the middle of an ancient supernatural conflict.
Oh, okay, I'm ready for this.
Here is, like, the artwork.
Yeah, iconic. Okay.
I'm really hoping it's like a why choose she has two hands.
Oh, 100%
situation.
please. Or like they all have hands for one another.
Yeah, that's also fine. That's also fine. But I don't know. Oh, spring of 26. So we still have
That's
a
not
while.
bad though. But
Yeah, I mean,
that's
she
no
announced this
problem.
though October of last year.
Oof.
So
that's long.
We've been waiting, but it's fine. I will be very excited.
Yeah, there's a few like series that are like kind of ending off their trilogy, I suppose, or like ending off. So you have like the Emily Wilds Encyclopedia of Fairies getting the 3rd installment very shortly. The Legendborn series also getting that 3rd book very shortly. The oh my god, the Ninth House trilogy also getting its 3rd installment. There's a lot of like
that's gonna be a
third
trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay, good thing I haven't started Ninth House yet. I hate starting series until they're complete.
It wasn't meant to be one, but then it was one of those. There was another one that I was looking at the other day, and I thought it was a trilogy, and then I went on like Storygraph to like mark it as owned or whatever I was doing, and then I noticed that there was like and I was like, unnamed, unannounced. Hello, when did this happen? I'm like, what are you doing? I was ill prepared for this, but I'm pretty sure that it's becoming a trilogy, and I was like, Lee Bardugo, girl, what are you doing? Can we not? But I'll be sad for it for sure. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. I clicked on her name.
How could you?
It's not. What did I look at? That was like. Oh no, I think she said like. Oh no, I'm trying to think. Maybe that was not what I'm thinking of. There was another series that I'd read, and I was like, why are we doing this? I will read it. I was like, why are you announcing a trilogy when I'm ill prepared for this?
Oh, that's right. I did know there was a sequel at the very least.
Yeah.
I did know that.
Oh, a 3rd book is planned. I thought so. I'm pretty sure I remember this being like talked about, but I don't know if it's like necessarily going to happen. I think you could leave it as a duology and it'd be fine, personally, based on how Hellbent ended. But yeah, there was a few, and I was like, why are we doing this, guys? That's why I like mythological retellings. So I'm like, they all are technically standalones, even if they feed a bigger picture.
Yeah, that's honestly why I've been doing a lot of like thriller mysteries lately, just because.
Yeah, they're good for that. I read a lot of. Well, I recently just finished the Poppy War trilogy, and that was hefty as fuck. So I don't want to touch another series for a little while.
Valid.
Because I was like, that was long. That was like 1,500 pages in total. But those books are like 600 pages long.
I have just started 6 of Crows. We're like a chapter and a half in.
It's fucking time! It's about time, bestie! Oh my god, I'm so excited!
I'm sorry. Shadow and Bone took me so long to get through the trilogy.
No, that is fair. I blitzed through Shadow and Bone because I wanted to get to 6 of Crows faster, so that was just on me being a menace to society.
That's fair.
But I've still got to read the King of Scars duology as well. But they're massive. They are
so annoyed
humongous.
I wasn't going to read them. No offense to Bardugo. I think you are a phenomenal writer, but they are so big that I didn't want to commit to that. And then you had to go and make that man my favorite character.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. It's fun, isn't it? I was like, are you kidding? Because now I need to know.
Yeah. Like, when in the very end of Ruin and Rising, or Ryan Rising and Ruin, I don't ever remember which word comes first. When they were like,
Rising, but yeah.
They call him the King of Scars. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't gonna read them, and then I was like, "Are you kidding?" Now I'm sad, and I got them for offer. I got them on offer in the works for like £6, nice. Like £3 each, and I was like, even cheaper, even better. But they have been sat on my bookshelf for like over a year, and I have not dared to touch them because they are so big. They're so long.
I'm sure I'm gonna want to own them, but I think I might read them digitally.
Yeah,
just because
you have to see how many pages you have left.
Exactly. I will also say part of the thing that I struggle with her writing is I don't like stopping in the middle of chapters.
Me too.
And her chapters can be so long sometimes. So like sit down and be like, it'll be like 30 minutes left in this chapter on my Kindle, and I'm like, I don't have 30 minutes. I have 10. No.
Yeah, literally when I was reading The Secret History, a phenomenal book, but I was like, where are the chapters? There's like 9 chapters in that whole 300, 400 page book. I was like, where the fuck are the chapters? Like, where are they?
Yeah,
I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I can't do this, Queen. Like, I get it. I do understand why you have chosen to stylistically do this, but I hate it at the same time.
I get it, but also don't.
So I'm like, what the fuck? I don't have time to read a 200-page chapter on my tube in the morning. Like, please, for the love of God. It's so annoying. But yeah, there is, I don't know, there's like so many books that are like continuously coming. And I always like see TikToks and they're like, you should read this book. And I'm like, I should. And then will I? Because I forget about it. I add it to my story graph, TBR, and then it's lost to the void forever.
Yeah. It's also hard because like I try not to buy books as often. I got really bad for a while where I was like constantly buying.
Yeah.
So now I try not to buy. So I try and use my library, but then like everything is several months away, and so I'm like,
yeah. I'm still waiting on like I wanted to like re-listen, well, reread, but re-listen to the Hunger Games like original trilogy. And I'm still waiting for my library to give me that audiobook. And I requested that like, well, over a month ago easily. And I think I still got like 12 weeks to wait. And I was like, for a fucking audio, it's so stupid.
I will say, like, the nice thing for me, so my library, I use Libby. Then I also have another app called Hoopla that my library uses. Nice. And that one is pretty much like exclusively audiobooks with like some ebooks and like magazines. And they don't have as many. So like there's far less titles available.
Yeah.
But there's never waits on them. So like I can go get the Hunger Games right now.
Yeah. Yeah, mine only uses Libby, which is fine, but I'm also like,
and
I know Spotify does audiobooks, but the Hunger Games isn't included. So, and I'm not buying it because I own the book. So I refuse.
See, I want another copy of the Hunger Games. I want to try and thrift a copy of the series so I can annotate it because I don't want to annotate my pretty ones.
Well, I have my pretty ones, and then I have the ones that I had when I was a kid, like the OG Scholastic like ones.
But they're the like OG ones are technically my mom's, so
yeah, they are like fragile to the point where I'm like, I'm concerned that they will perish.
Yeah,
I have to make sure I like dust them nicely because I'm like, if these pages disintegrate, I will throw up.
Just go in and laminate each page.
I honestly think I need to do that. I need to in a really airtight, protected dust cage or something. Like, yes. I'm like, ugh. I like moved them the other day and I was like, please do not perish on me. I need you. I need you to stay good. I cannot.
So I do have one more thing on my list that I'm excited about. And that is Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah. I need to get on the Marvel stuff back again. I need to get back on it. I will.
I am back in the fucking building.
Yeah, I'm approaching the gate. I'm approaching the gate to the building.
Listen, I don't think I've ever fully left my Bucky era. Like, he's always there, looming.
Like a parrot on your shoulder.
That man has me in a chokehold. But I went and saw Thunderbolts.
Yeah, and you fell right back into it because I know when you kind of pick up your phases because the TikToks you send me will just increase. And like you would occasionally send me some Bucky edits, like, you know, but like as soon as you consumed Thunderbolts, they increased, which makes sense.
You don't even know how many I have saved in relation to Thunderbolts that I can't send you until you watch the movie. I have a folder of like 20 TikToks waiting.
I will watch the movie. I will watch the movie. There's so many things I need to watch and consume.
I'm this close to messaging Gabriel to take you to the movie theater.
We have so much stuff we're watching. It's which is such a good problem to have, and it's so infuriating to keep tabs on everything.
Be like, hello. I know we've never officially spoken, but I desperately need you to take your girlfriend to see Thunderbolts in theaters. Thank you kindly.
Well, you've done it now. This is the formal invitation. Congratulations. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah.
Wait, does he listen to the podcast?
Yes.
Perfect. Hi, Gabriel. Take your girlfriend to see Thunderbolts.
Perfect.
Do you have any requests for Kyle while we're here?
No.
Okay.
Just that I hope he knows we're friends again.
He was so unconcerned.
I know,
5 minutes later, he's like, so why aren't you guys friends?
I just willed it into existence.
Yeah.
Cancelled.
Also, just because now I feel like I have to do it every episode. Hi, Catherine.
Oh yeah, hi Catherine. Listen, we have our squad of people. So shout outs to those, to our homies.
Ever since Catherine told me she makes a surprise Pikachu meme face.
That is so funny. That is so
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I need like a little office camera in her home in a non-creepy way to see the reaction.
Give her what did Misty give to Nat? Was it flowers? Was the camera in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Just ship some flowers to the Grand Canyon.
Into the canyon itself. If you sent mail to the Grand Canyon, what would they do with it? Like, if you mailed it to the Grand Canyon, like if I sent something to the Statue of Liberty, who would receive said package? Because obviously not Lady Liberty herself, but like
I assume the park rangers.
But like, would it actually go there? Would they be like, no?
Or is that deemed as like a threat?
That feels like a threat, right? Like if I sent something to the Statue of Liberty, would they be like, this is a bomb?
Catherine, can you answer this for us once you listen to this episode?
I need to know. Because like if I wanted to send just like anonymous hate mail to the Grand Canyon, would I be kicked out of the country? Like
I mean, technically you're not in the country.
No, but will I not be allowed re-entry?
You'll be banned. You know? Just don't put a return address.
Well, that's what I mean, but like what if they I don't know what they do. What if they like find my fingerprints on the letter or something? Or my gloves, I suppose. But now they know it's me, so just admit it to it.
Your fingerprints wouldn't be in the database in the United States system.
That is true. I don't think I gave my fingerprints. Oh my god. Well, there we go. The Grand Canyon's getting anonymous hate mail. If you see it in the news, it was me.
First the Pope, now the Grand Canyon.
No, I didn't kill the Pope, guys. It was an accident. R.I.P. Frankie. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Okay, that's it. I'm not excited about anything else. I'm excited to send potential mail to iconic landmarks in the United States to see what the repercussions of my actions are. But that is all.
Solid.
Yeah. Like, will I get like a stamp back? Like sometimes, you know, when you like invite celebrities to your wedding, they sometimes send you stuff. If I ask the Statue of Liberty for like a gift, will I get something in return?
Maybe.
I'll find out. I will ask her herself.
Okay. Just go to the Statue of Liberty. Hi, pen pal.
Hi, pen pal. I've been sending you so many letters, Queen. Have you got them? I hope you have. I know she'll be very excited for that. That's all. I'm not excited for anything else at all. My excitement extends to those things only.
I mean, I'm still excited for F1.
Oh yeah, I suppose. I am.
I've turned my daughter into a monster, so.
You have indeed. So there's that success. I'm excited for her to witness Oscar Piastri's WDC win.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. I feel it in my bones.
Yeah. It's happening.
Which means I have to get a koala tattoo, but that's okay.
That is true. But Mark Webber will cry, the world will heal, and it'll all be good.
Speaking of Oscar Piastri, just like real quick, can we talk about how he's like the least coolest Piastri?
Oh, he sucks.
Like, I have seen just a man. So many people talking about his sister. Is it Edie? Is that how they say it?
Edie, and then there's Hattie. There's so many of them.
I know there's Edie, Hattie, and May, but Edie was at the race.
Oh yeah, yes,
and people are obsessed with her now.
Right, even like his mom. I'm like, yeah, she's an icon, and he is so just there as a man.
Yeah,
I'm like, I love you, but I'm also like,
also like, how was he in the same household with such icons?
Well, he wasn't. He was in boarding school in the UK for a lot of his life.
Oh, I didn't know that. That explains it.
Yes. Yeah. That's how he met Lily. Yeah, for karting and stuff. So no, he did not get the icon atmosphere absorbed into his bones. Well, I don't know like what age he left, but I know he's mentioned that before, and I was like, interesting. So yeah.
He's about to win a championship, but at what cost?
Yeah, because he's like the least icon to do it. God. Disgusting. Okay.
He's literally gonna win the champion and just go, that was cool.
I need him. He has a chance to do the funniest thing and to go insane.
I would like to see him do the gritty again.
Like, he should win it and he should start doing fucking backflips and cartwheels. Like, he should just bottle it all up and go bananas mode. Yeah. It'd be so funny if he just, like, very, like, casually lifts it and then just suddenly, like, shit breaks loose. Man is crazy.
Like a 5-year-old on Christmas.
Yeah. He's, like, bursting little confetti cannons. I don't know. Go the 9 yards, mate. You have the chance to be... Just cement yourself in the best way possible.
Yes.
But we'll see.
Anyway, on that note...
It'll be exciting. That's it.
We'll see you in a couple weeks. Peace.
Hurrah. Peace.
Thanks so much for listening. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. To stay connected with us, then follow us on social media, which are linked in the description. I've been Emily.
And I've been Scar.
Tune in next time for the best cottagecore podcast for the cottage whores.